When we first found out that Hisam was going to be our HOH this week, my biggest fear was that this week was going to be straightforward and boring. I mean, I thought the plan was the plan was the plan. But you know what? I am happy to be wrong. We are right on the edge of the biggest blindside in this new era, and there is so much to get into today. Before we begin, make sure you hit the subscribe button below, as I will be doing live feed recaps all season long. And if you missed it, make sure you check out my last video too, just so you're all up to date. Now, let's get started. So when we last left off, it looked like Reilly would be the one leaving as per Hisam's wishes. However, a lot of people did want Cameron to leave instead because he just couldn't be trusted. But as the week continues and emotions fly high, the push to evict Cameron becomes less about Cameron himself and more about spiting the HOH Hisam. And all of this is coming from his own people too. Damn. You see, Hisam's HOH-itis has been through the roof this week, and a lot of people are calling him a dictator, which he does pontificate a lot when he speaks, and he does tend to come across as pretty pompous. The first big red flag here came when he held a meeting with his alliance, the professors, in which he laid out his game plan for the next few weeks.
And so, like, so we just need to have, like, know who's who, right? And if you get close enough that people are like, oh, they're a dyad, that will allow us to stay strong, and we would just vote the other person out of the dyad, right?
Understood.
Makes sense? So,
Absolutely.
like, find a buddy, right? Everyone find your buddy, right? So, like, if they go up on the block, right? And it's okay to spend time with them, right? Like,
this meeting is going to completely backfire on him later though, because as it turns out, grown people just don't like being told what to do.
Why all these men want to tell me what to do?
I don't know.
You know?
It's not happening.
So,
We'll do what we want to do.
yes, and I just, you know,
We'll let this go ahead and go through, because it's the best interest for everybody.
let this go through.
Then we'll decide what we want to do next.
Yes, I have to say it out
So
loud.
voting go next week. Right? You don't win the veto.
Do you know what I mean? Because he's on this truth and integrity thing, and this will be going against him.
Against him.
So I'm just, for myself.
I'm with you and for myself.
Yes, exactly.
With Hisam going tonight.
Yeah.
If it was possible.
Yeah.
Don't even question it.
We hear a lot of conversations about Hisam's pompousness and untrustworthiness throughout the next couple days. The people inside his alliance don't like how he's running his HOH. The people outside of his alliance don't like how he talks to people. During the veto ceremony, he apparently gives a mean speech to Reilly, which is just going to make his reputation plunder further.
like, it will be likely at the veto meeting that I will tell people that you are my target, right? Actually, I don't have to do that.
I think everyone probably knows
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll tell people that you're my target, right? And that I would like their help in sort of evicting you.
In addition to this, during his HOH reign, Hisam made various deals with people on the other side of the house just so they would vote his way. But once word of this gets out to everybody, Hisam just comes across looking like a hypocrite.
How dare you sit up on your high horse? I'm going to let them have it. I'm serious. I'm going to be like, you know what? You like to keep it straightforward. How dare you come to us and sit up on your high horse about what happened and all of this when you said specifically, don't make any handshake named alliances, and everybody's already been told about your alliance with Blue and Jag.
It's important to know, I don't think Hisam truly intends to be loyal to Blue, Jag, or anybody from that side. I do believe that Hisam's real loyalty is with the professors, but he's just humoring everybody else for now, which is common during an HOH. Hisam isn't even trying to keep this a secret, and he's pretty transparent about it to his allies.
Jag and Blue approached me about being in alliance.
With you.
Mm-hmm.
Them too.
That stays between us.
Right.
But I'm telling you because we're the professors.
Right.
So there's no secrets.
Right.
But they approached me about being in alliance. And so, like, I'm going to pretend that I'm in their alliance with them. But my guess is next week we'll be nominating them, and this alliance will disappear.
But it is too late because by this point the Hisam hate train is taking off, and honestly most of the house is on board. Not only do they want to target Hisam next, but they also want to blindside him now by evicting Cameron instead of Reilly. They meet up with Reilly and Matt to solidify things, and this is where everything's really going to kick into high gear.
I prefer it to be a unanimous vote the opposite way of what Hisam thought, because that's going to knock him down some pegs. When he finds out the entire house voted against him,
I mean, that's going to be incredible.
It's going to be deflating.
All I want is to see
I know.
Throughout the day, more and more people are going to get recruited to join in on this blindside. Their goal is to have as many people on board as possible, but there are still a few holdouts. Jared and Cory are both okay with targeting Hisam down the line, but they don't think it's a good idea to keep Reilly now because she's really good at gaining numbers and honestly good at being a damsel in distress. Mimi is also very against this idea of losing Hisam this early on in the game.
My immediate concern is him serving as a shield for us.
I agree. I agree with that.
Like there will always be an appetite, and once he's gone, then
I agree.
Options left, right?
You're right.
And you have the cameras and the
I just think we,
like you just have all of these other strong competitors that are on the other side, and we're not seeing this.
Right.
I really think Mimi has the right idea here. Even though Hisam is a big comp threat, he's still a loyal number on the professor's side, and they might need him to win some comps down the road. He's also probably the biggest meat shield in that house. And even though he can be pretty pompous a lot of the sometimes, at the end of the day, he is still a number for the professors.
We cannot right now, because if we get rid of him, this other side has the potential to wipe us, right? Only person's abilities, who I strongly believe it, are my own. I do not feel strongly about none of the rest of y'all's ability, okay? I love y'all, but I'm just being honest.
I'm personally really torn on this because a part of me really liked the professors as a group and wanted to see them do well, but the other part of me is here for the chaos and the messy feeds that we've had this week. Right now, this plan to keep Reilly is still under construction. There is still a little bit of momentum there, but a lot of people are afraid to make the move, especially since there are some people that are still uncertain about it. At one point, it did seem like 99% certain that this flip was going to happen, but the few holdouts have kind of changed those odds a little bit. If I had to guess, as of Wednesday afternoon, I would say that there is a 30% chance that this flip does happen and that Reilly does stay, but there's a 70% chance that it doesn't happen at all. Of course, this could be good or bad depending on what side of the house you're on, but I truly don't believe it's in the interest of most of the professors to get Hisam out this early. But you know what? This is the most chaotic strategy, so I won't complain too much. Of course, I'm interested to know, what do you all think of this crazy scheme? Do you think it's a good idea to blindside Hisam, or do you think it's a good idea to keep him on your side instead? What would you do? Let me know in the comments below. If I'm personally in that house and I get the opportunity, I would make Hisam my best friend. He's a super strong competitor who is good at competitions, who could get you to the end, but at the end of the day, a lot of people really don't like him that much. So if we're in the final two together, hey, that's fine with me. Of course, I will be back to update you all if anything else big happens, but until next time, bye.